What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another recap of the 2022 NFL season. This week it's the divisional playoff matchups. We're down to 8 teams. Bert's to the conference championship games on the line. These games were duds. Not gonna lie, not super exciting at all. Uh, Unfortunately, can't every week can't be great, but let's hope the conference championship games are a little bit more exciting. We'll kick it off with the two Saturday games. We start first with the Jaguars traveling to Kansas City and Arrowhead to take on the Chiefs. And this one was a pretty good back and forth game. And then disaster almost struck the Chiefs in the second quarter where Patrick Mahomes had his ankle rolled, did not look good. Already been reported as a high ankle sprain, and he was in pain. He came out of the game for a little bit. Chad Henne came in, and he just did what he needed to do. And when you have Travis Kelce, you just throw him the ball, and that's what the Chiefs did. He had 14 catches on the day. 14. The NFL record in the postseason is 15. 14 catches, 98 yards, 2 tutties. Best tight end in the league thus far. Could go down as the greatest ever whenever he decides to hang him up. But I don't know, the Jags, like, how can you not stop that? You're playing soft zone coverage. Can't really do man to man. Linebackers can't stay with him. He's too strong for a nickel back or a safety. And unfortunately, they just imposed their will. And Mahomes, he's a warrior. He came out in the second half and wasn't able to move a lot, which was expected, but he did what he needed to do. The Jags, I think it was just the moment was too big for them. They tried their best to come back in the end, but it was 27 to 17. Jags are at the Chiefs' 9-yard line. Lawrence throws to Jamal Agnew and he fumbles it. And I think that was the defining factor of the game. Jags were able to get a field goal, tried an onside kick, and were not able to recover. Great season for the Jags. I mean, they have nothing to hang their heads on. AFC South champs. I think they're definitely going to be contenders going forward. And Lawrence still can be a little bit better, but this was, step in the right direction for him. And I think we'll see them back in the playoffs next year. Kansas City Chiefs, on the other hand, going to their fifth straight conference championship game. I mean, when you have a guy like Patrick Mahomes, even when he's not 100%, they get the job done. Chiefs going to be looking for their third Super Bowl appearance in the last 5 years, and they're slowly turning into the Patriots. I dealt with this for so many years. People are like, oh, Patriots win all the year. Now it's the Chiefs. It's like, oh, the Chiefs win every year, and you can't hate on greatness, unfortunately. So, Chiefs, they get the victory, going to the AFC Championship game. They win over the Jags 27-20. Next, we go to the Saturday night game between the Giants traveling to Philly to take on the Eagles. This one was a dud. I mean, I turned this one off at halftime. It was 28-0. Hurts in the offense just demolished them. Defense, even better. I mean, Giants, it's like they didn't even show up. I mean, good thing Daniel Jones won that game last week for them, because if they were, he probably lost, probably at least $5 million because of this game. It wasn't competitive. I mean, Jalen Hurts, 2 TD passes, a rushing TD. Kenneth Gainwell used him out of the backfield. He had over 100 yards rushing in a TD. Boston Scott, he's a giant killer. He only scores when they play the Giants, so it was only matter of time before he scored a TD. And this one was just easy. I mean, this was a tune-up game for the Eagles going into the NFC Conference Championship, their first since the 2018 Super Bowl run. And, they just got to rest up. They get a home game next week. They'll host. And let's see if they can get back to the Super Bowl for the first time since that 2018 season. Giants, they go home. Good season for them. They just got to figure out how they're going to lock up Jones. I wonder if they're going to sign Barkley as well. Things to determine, but we'll focus on the Eagles. Dominant victory. They're back in the NFC Championship game. They take the victory over the Giants 38-7. Next, we go to Sunday's games. We start first with the Bengals traveling to Buffalo to take on the Bills. And I would say this was the most disappointing game of the weekend just because a lot of people picked the Bills to go to the Super Bowl and win, including myself, and we were just disappointed. Bills were favored by 6, and they only put up 10 points, which hats off to the Bengals defense. I mean, it snowed. It snowed in Buffalo, and you think, oh, that's going to favor the Bills. Nope. Joe Burrow just came out firing, slinging the ball, finding Jamar Chase, finding Hayden Hurst, a couple of TD passes. Joe Mixon over 100 yards in a rushing TD. Josh Allen, interception. I think he threw two picks. Doesn't matter. He did not play as well as he should have been. And I mean, in all things too, Damar Hamlin watching the game from a suite. You can't go out and win for him. I mean, at least you were nice enough to lose by 3 possessions. You know, he wears the number 3. Bills. What are we gonna do? I mean, Stephon Diggs visibly upset after the game, as rightfully he should be. I mean, this is the 3rd year in a row. Granted, last year's game against the Chiefs, that was more on the Bills' defense. But this year, it falls on Allen. You got to score more than 10 points against the Bengals, against any team, really, most teams in the league, to win a game. And I would say that the Bills were really missing Von Miller in that game. They signed Miller to add an element to their pass rush, and teams felt it the first 12 weeks of the season, but then he tore his ACL. And the Bills, they were so-so. You know, they finished with a good record, but they didn't look as dominant as they did in the regular season. And that same team showed up on Sunday against the Bengals. But Bengals, man, they just keep writing people off, proving people wrong. I mean, it's just, they're saying, you know, everyone was like, oh, it's going to be a neutral site AFC Championship game. Nope. Get those refunds ready, baby, as Joey B, Joey Burr. I mean, this guy's a stud. I mean, good. He's got a girlfriend, but I mean, good thing he's not single because, I mean, we'd be calling him the MILF Hunter, not Zach Wilson. He's got the looks, he's got the charm, quarterback of a good team. I mean, what else can you want? I mean, Bengals going back to Kansas City, 2nd year in a row, rematch of last year's AFC Championship game, berth to the Super Bowl on the line. We know Burrow's going to come out and play well. Mahomes 100%, and we'll see. I'm excited for that one. Bengals, they take the victory over the Bills, 27-10. And finally, we go to the Cowboys traveling to San Francisco to take on the Niners. This game wasn't exciting. Bunch of field goals. Brett Maher missed an extra point again. Kicked some field goals, which is good for him. But Christian McCaffrey providing a rushing TD. That was the only offensive touchdown for the Niners. Dak finding Dalton Schultz. And this just came down to bad clock management at the end of the game by Mike McCarthy. They get the ball back. Fair catch on a punt, 49 seconds left, and they just can't do anything. I mean, it's just sad. Sad, and Cowboys again, I mean, I don't know if people had high hopes, but this is their window. This is what they can get to. It's a divisional game, road game, and they lose. After Dak playing so well last week against the Bucks, just comes out and just lays an egg. I think it's time to fire Mike McCarthy. Talked to my dad. He's a Cowboys fan. I think they got to bring in Sean Payton. We know the relationship. Jerry Jones loves him. Was an assistant coach in Dallas under Parcells. Why not just go for it? I mean, I would. Why not? I think Peyton would instantly take that job. I think that would be his number one job if it was open. And it starts with firing McCarthy, who I think a lot of Cowboys fans would rather have Peyton than McCarthy. But Cowboys, another disappointing season. Niners, they're moving on to the NFC Championship game. Got to go to Philly. See how Purdy does. I think he's finally going to have his rookie moment, but good for him. You know, stepped up when they needed to, and no shame on, no knock on him. He's a good quarterback and leading his team to the NFC Championship game, and I don't think many people thought they'd go that far. So Niners and Eagles next week. We'll see what happens. Niners over the Cowboys 19-12. So matchups, we got Bengals going 2 Chiefs. We got Niners going 2 Eagles. I'm going with the Bengals. I think the Bengals are super hot right now. Joe Burr, Joe Shiesty, Joe Cool, Joe Money, whatever you want to call him. I got him, rolling with him. I'm going with the Eagles. I think, like I mentioned, I think Purdy finally has his rookie moment. Eagles are just too good. And I think we'll see Eagles, Bengals in Super Bowl 57. See if I'm right. Till then, see y'all next week.